Hello out there in YouTube. It's your boy Josh Out,
It's your boy Ted.
and this is another episode of Sports Talk Tan Josh. And on this video, we're going to review A24 Civil War movie. Just came out last week, so we're giving time. Just potential warnings. We may discuss some spoilers. We're not going to do a play-by-play, but we will discuss small detailed spoilers for the people that didn't see it. Okay. And also, before we get started, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Also, after we love to hear your views, so leave a comment too as well. Okay. All right. So, Tay, A24 Civil War. What was your first reaction? Anything that caught your eye while watching it?
Um, First reaction, I was like, okay, this is what I thought, but not what I thought at the same time. If you get
Hmm.
me, I wasn't expecting it to be. Which you probably gonna hear like a lot of people that probably had seen the movie, um, recent or when it dropped or recently that when you first see this type of film, you think it'll be a political thing. They went far from that. They actually made it to where it's like from the eyes of people that's in the line of war and capturing it, other than making it a political thing. I like that they did that, so they don't have to worry about as much controversy dealing with the whole what side you on, or that whole thing. So, overall, I mean, it was great. I mean, it that was some of the best, like as far as a I guess a quote unquote war film. That was one of the best like cinematography that I've seen in a while, actually.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
like actually capturing the scenes, even though they was gruesome. Some was some of it was hard to watch, but it still captured it. It captured, like, you gotta remember, these are people going into the heart of a war, an actual civil war in America. You ain't
Hmm.
gonna expect to see no half stepping on that type of film. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't half step that. You got to show gore. You got to show gruesome. You got to show the intense. You got to show the hard decisions that had to be made for certain groups that were that in the line of battle. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. I actually liked it. It showed a viewpoint from like the press and
yeah,
the people, not more so of like, people just killing each other. Like, it wasn't like that type of film. So it showed pretty much different press
yeah.
traveling to different parts of the country, seeing the different viewpoints
Hmm.
um of the war. Like, for example, they went to the shop and every this certain part of the neighborhood was perfectly fine. They was trying to avoid talking about the civil war as much
Exactly.
as possible.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it was different for each individual. But I like the transition from the old to the young, like the
yeah.
old press and the new. Like, for example, Jesse was the
Jesse,
young,
yeah.
up and coming. So I like that standpoint.
Mhm.
But the great scene, I probably would say, ooh, when they took down DC,
Yeah,
that was the
that
Lincoln
one.
Memorial getting bombed. That was
Yeah.
just
That, and I probably say the joint with Kristen Dunst scene,
mhm.
like the gas station scene when they went to gas. That was a crazy scene. That
Oh,
was
but what about the scene? What about the scene with the military dude? They didn't really give him a name. When he
oh
said, "What
Jesse,
kind of
yeah,
American are you?" That was a great scene
yeah.
too. Then your boy
That actually
Sammy,
started it off.
yeah,
That actually
yeah,
started it off. Like the whole like
hmm
spiral, the down spiral of
hmm
the ins and outs of that team. It was a downward spiral after that.
hmm
That would be
yeah, then
that would be like the
yeah,
conflict, the middle of the conflict type of situation. I mean, but we could also hit on some of the bases of it.
hmm
Like the base of the film. The base of the film is, you know, it's a team of journalists. That was pretty much a team of journalists traveling from New York to DC to try to get an interview with the president. Um, they did that. I like that aspect though, just to try to see, because in the beginning of the film, we see the president, try to give this victory type of speech, but in the back of his mind, he like, I'm actually about to be out of here.
yeah, because pretty much everybody turned on him. What
Yeah,
happened? because he was on his third term. He disbanded the
Just
FBI.
yeah.
Small details I remember. I said, well, then because at the trailer, I know a lot of people were talking about California and Texas
They
not
aligned, yeah.
siding, and I said, if you have a tyrant or a common enemy, I'm not sure if y'all heard of the saying, enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah,
That's pretty much what happened. Because if you look at it through war, for example, USA didn't really mess with Russia like that, but they
exactly,
had to take down Germany in the war and
exactly.
they allies. So it makes sense. A lot of people that went over a lot of people's head. I know a lot of people couldn't
And
fathom that.
yeah, and speaking
Yeah.
of them doing that, it made like the
Hmm.
Western forces like one big group. So it actually overshadowed like the quote unquote loyalists in the group states, if you would say. Because we didn't even see the Florida alliance at all that
No,
much.
they focus more on the Western Front.
Yeah,
I figured they might have. I think everybody just joined all together and just trying to
and
take down
yeah,
DC because DC was like the toughest city to take down at the
yeah,
time.
yeah. So by them joining that, it was like like you said, it was like a collective effort to try to take
Hmm.
down DC. Like you said, do you? I think, and I also think Christian Dunst was actually a bright spot of the film. Actually,
Yeah.
showing the veteran,
Well, showing the veteran, showing the new
yeah,
person, the new generation, the ropes.
yeah, and just her being the vet that she is, like she actually seen the war through the beginning of it till the to the very end of it, pretty much. The
Yeah, and they vaguely spoke about what sparked the Civil War, but I
Yeah,
had an idea.
yeah,
My assumption is the president became a tyrant.
yeah,
That's my just guess, estimated guess, because they didn't really mention it.
and then you had Wagner Momoa. He was
Hmm.
Joel, which who was
Joel.
that who was Lee's partner,
Mhm.
quote unquote. As far as the news aspect of it, the photographer aspect, the journalist aspect of it. They was a team. Um, but he was more of the adrenaline junkie, as I would say. Like he always wanted to be in the heart of the battle. Always try to catch the crazy scenes and stuff like that. I really thought he wasn't going to make it. I didn't think he was going to make it. I was like, yeah, the way this dude is, he gonna catch one. He gonna but he made it. But he did kind of make it at the in the end of it. And like I said, Jesse, um, she became like the new breed of the journalist in this new civil war. So yeah, overall good film. Now the thing is going to be this though. Now, if this would be my question, basing off the ending of that film, and this is a big spoiler, so potential spoiler. If you haven't seen it, click away, or even watch the film, then get back to this video. But even the ending, um, what is going to be the aftermath of them killing the president? Because now your main problem is done. So who's your enemy now?
Oh, probably what's going to happen is they probably going to it's going to be another Civil War because then they probably going to fight who's in power. If you ever get Sammy was mentioning that early in the film, he said once they take DC, they probably going to kill each other.
Yeah, because now you got that possibility. Is it going to be a prequel to this, or is it going to be a sequel to this? Could it be both actually? Because
I think
they
this will probably be better, like, is a TV series or do a
yeah,
prequel leading up
yeah,
to the Civil War.
yeah,
Like Civil War. That I think that will actually, if A24, if they can maybe partner up with somebody, maybe do a TV series explaining the Civil War, it will make more sense because it was a lot of like we still don't know what sparked the Civil War. We got an idea just by
mhm.
watching it, but still not confirmed.
I actually think them and like Paramount Plus would actually make sense if they wanted to do it that way. Actually,
But yeah,
but
I don't know who they partnership with.
yeah,
I don't
as far
know.
as like the rights.
So overall rating, I'm not gonna give too much. It's a certain part of the movie I'm not gonna give away, but I sort of had a feeling after watching it what was gonna happen towards the end.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a feeling watching it like maybe like halfway through, I had an idea what's probably most likely going to happen.
Yeah. And then the whole thing where most of the time when that a situation like that happens, somebody does have to go. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like the villain
But
or
I think it was symbolic for the transition to the
yeah,
old to the new because technically after DC went down, Jesse, the new reporter, she's going to be with the new generation.
yeah,
What happened post Civil War?
yeah. And I did like the fact that they used her photos at the end of the film too. Like they used her actual photos to show
Hmm.
what happened. So um yeah. So what would you rate it? What would be the rating?
Rating for this one, we'll give it maybe an 8 out of 10. It could have gave more. Give it like an 8 out of 10. Not a perfect film. I'm
Yeah,
just very hyped to see it. I still
yeah,
think Dune 2 is probably the best movie so far this year. So far
yeah.
this year.
I say 7.5 because
Yeah.
it gave
We'll
some.
give it like an 8. Give it like an 8.
Yeah,
7.8, give or take. Around
yeah.
it.
I say I say 7.5 for the fact that it's still good. It's still it's still a good film. Story and everything makes sense. I think it's just like it's just one of the films you're gonna have a lot more questions than answers.
Yeah, and I also think it's probably like a one-time watch for most people.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
one-time watch for most people. So it's not a bad film. I saw it. I watched it.
Yeah,
Uh, I'll probably watch it again once it come on streaming services again.
mhm,
But I give it like a 8 point. I'm gonna not give it exactly. It's not quite a B. I'm gonna say like a 7.8,
yeah,
7.7, 7.8. Give it take.
yeah. I'm in that 7 range. So like yeah, 7.5, 7, 8, somewhere around. I'm in that 7
Not
range.
quite, not quite an 8. I wouldn't give it not quite an 8. If they explain more of the story, I probably would have gave it a little bit above
Yeah,
an
too many
8. But
holes. It was too many holes.
yeah,
Like
too many. I understand they didn't want to go too political. That's why they.
yeah,
I understand that's why they did it that way.
yeah. But you still want to have some type of, and then we can end it. We still gonna need some type of background story on how these other alliances are included into this war, into that war, because
Mhm.
as many states that we have not seen half of those states. I don't even think they travel half of them. So it's like you said, I think they're gonna have more in the cards in the future.
Because they couldn't go directly into DC. They had to go
Yeah,
like West Virginia, the outskirts of it
yeah, they want to
before.
go
You couldn't
West
because
Virginia,
yeah,
all of
because
that.
the Sammy said they shoot journalists on site.
Yeah,
Yeah, in DC. So yeah. So
yeah,
all right.
just like
So I
over.
think we're going to end it here. I
Yeah,
want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. Also, leave a comment whether you agree or disagree with our review, or if you want to add more to it,
add more to
something we
it.
left off. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah,
Peace and hair grease.
yeah.